what is life? What is this? Why are we here? Why are we born and then we live here and then we die? What's the point? This question I'm asking myself for basically all my life, and I went on a discovery, a long discovery, a hard discovery. A lot has happened. I figured out a lot of things and I found out why. I found out why we are alive, what this is about. What I found out through a lot of inner work and especially tapping into energy work and of conversations I had and things I saw that I thought they're not possible. And I thought like, I'm going crazy. But then I was like, no, I'm not going crazy. Because we all just forgot. We all forgot when we came down to earth that we're actually coming from somewhere else. And I know when it's the first time you're hearing this, you're like, oh, this sounds a bit crazy. But listen, this is not everything. What we're seeing as like normal life, this is not everything. This is the Matrix. This is the freaking Matrix. What Keanu Reeves is playing in the Matrix. So we're all asleep until we remember. And most of the time we start remembering when something bad happens in our life. So you have a burnout, someone dies, you get sick, there's something really bad happening. And then you're like, oh my God, what is this? And then you get shaken up because you're like, oh my God, I almost died. Or, oh my God, this is like, what is this? And then you start thinking about life. What is this? Why is this happening? What's going on? And you also think about, what is this? Why did we come here? Why are we living like that? And you start questioning everything. So I went deep dive into this question, and over years I found out a lot of things. So why are we here? I believe we are here to experience it all. I believe we have a soul. We have the body and we have the soul. And the soul came into this body to have a human experience. Our soul is eternal. Our soul will never die. Our soul has been reincarnating into Earth and also other lives in other spheres for a long, long time. And Earth is the most difficult planet, the most difficult thing you can be in. So one day I was in a state of like in an energetic practice, and my soul was talking in a language I didn't understand and I didn't know I was speaking. And later someone told me this is light language. My soul started to talk with something above, and they had a conversation. And what I understood from my soul was, I call it she, it was like, hey, can you please pick me up? It's a mess down here. I call them the higher ones. They're like, no, but you came down voluntarily. And I was like, no, I didn't. And they were like, yeah, you were one of the first ones to volunteer to come this time and age to Earth. I'm like, no, I haven't. And they're like, yeah, you just forgot. I was like, why would I want to be here? Look at this chaos. Look at this negativity. Look at the hunger. You look at all those things, this suffering of people, this war, this nonsense thing that's going on in the world, this inequality. I volunteered to come here? Are you sure? And they're like, you volunteered. And then I was like, yeah, but still, can you pick me up? And they're like, no, still, you're needed down there. You need to do something. I was like, what shall I do here? I don't know. Like, what's going on? I don't know what I'm doing here. I do something, but I don't know what I'm doing here. And they're like, you'll figure it out, but you need to be there. You can come back when it's done, but for now you need to go back. And then my soul said, okay, I'm going to try. And I came back into this consciousness. And I was like, what did just happen? Like what? And so I got into contact with these other beings in another sphere. And I had similar encounters like that. And that made me believe that there's more than this. And I figured this out during my education in energy work and healing. So for me, why we came down here, especially when you're a light worker or a highly sensitive being, and if you're still watching this, you're the one that needs to hear that. Because you and me, we came down here to experience life, to experience the whole range of emotions, to develop our soul further. We came here to get some knowledge, and we're gonna learn some lessons that will help us to evolve as a soul. And all of this is just temporary. And that's why there's birth, and that's why there's death. And after death, we go back from where we came. And we might plan the next life, or we're gonna be in the universe and we're gonna enjoy what's there with all the love. And this is also what people explain when they had a near-death experience. They're like, hey, I went to this warm, bright place and everything was so nice, and I saw this and I felt like that. And we shouldn't fear death, because death is just the end of this experience here. And there's so much more. And if you're interested in that kind of content, I'm happy if you follow me on my channel, Tanya Vanessa, and my account, Tanya Vanessa. And I'm gonna tell you more about what I found out about this life and everything else.